Hey there! I'm so excited to be here with you today to share my first layout being created with the new Head in the Clouds collection by Shimelle and American Crafts. Now, I have some photos to scrapbook from Disney, and this collection has kind of a whimsical and fairy tale like feel to it. So I've chosen a couple of photos from my daughter meeting Tinkerbell for the first time. And what I want to do is just pull out pattern papers from this collection that feel right about this story to me. If you've ever been to Tinkerbell's home in Disneyland or Disney World, it's kind of I don't know, it has sort of a garden shed kind of feel to it. So that's why I'm pulling out a lot of kind of floral and garden prints in for this layout. I also want to get some different kind of patterns like geometric, more solid. So that's why I grabbed that pink one and this stripy one here. Now you can see all of the papers that I'm using in my video notes so that you can, check out the individual patterns that I'm grabbing here. I will also have a full gallery for the scrapbook.com shop in my blog post, which I'll link up to in the video notes here, so that you can see each one of the products that I used on this layout. So I've gone through all of the patterns. I've looked at the B-sides too, pulled out a few here. My idea for this layout is to start doing different size strips on the background. I kind of want it to look pieced together. That's kind of how the Tinkerbell kind of feel as the tinker, I guess you could call it. And I want to have different colors of strips, different widths on my background, and I want to have different edges to them too. So some of them I'm going to cut in like a pennant edge, some of them I'm going to cut straight, and I'm just going to start by cutting and placing some papers here. So you can see that I'm doing this all with my scissors, and that's the fastest way for me to do that. Creating this pennant edge is super quick and easy with some sharp scissors by cutting down the center of your strip and then from edge to center, edge to center. Super quick and easy. So I'm just working my way through each of these patterns, just placing them on the page, kind of figuring out what kind of end I want on each one. Some of them have a bit of white space in between them, and I'm finding it's kind of freeing to use my scissors here. I don't want it to be perfect. I want it to be a bit fun and whimsical. Some of them are shorter too. This piece up here is going to be a little bit short, and I kind of like that. It'll probably give me some space for extra embellishment. These three were together on the same sheet of pattern paper, and I'm going to go ahead and cut that apart. Those are all on the All a Dream pattern. There's definitely not a science to this. It's all about what feels right when I get it in the right place on the page. So what I try to do is try to make sure that I don't get the same colors next to each other, that I don't get two really small florals next to each other or two geometric prints next to each other. And I'm also seeing what my photos look like on top of all of these patterns as well, because that makes a difference too. Just separating the pink and the teal here. I really like having that teal at the bottom because that is such a bold print and a bright color. It holds a lot of weight, which means that everything else piled on top of it looks like that can hold the weight of everything else above it. So I really like that teal at the bottom. One thing I'm also going to do on here is print out my journaling. at the base of the layout. So I'm leaving some space at the bottom for that. I also grabbed this stamp set because I have plans to use one of the leaf stamps on there to do some stamping and cutting, but I'm not going to do that just yet. This card, this 4x6 card, is perfect for my title. I am going to cut out that banner and place my title on there. And this 4x6 card comes from the all booked up piece of paper. And I'm just simply cutting that out to place it next to my photos. Super simple. I think we're going to need about 3 more of these pieces of paper just so that I can have this, because it really will make my title stand out against all of those patterns and colors that I have on the background. So I've gone ahead and printed my journaling on the page, and before I did that I slid all of my pattern paper strips off of the sheet in place so that when I printed my journaling and got that all completed, I would know exactly where all of these pieces of paper should live. Some of them I'm adding dimensional adhesive to the edges to make their ends stand up a bit. I'm leaving some white space in between some of them. Other ones are touching. Some are a little bit crooked, like this one here. And I just like that look. I think it's fun, it's whimsical, and that's definitely the look that I'm going for on this page. This one's feeling a bit thick for me, so I'm going to cut that down. That is such a pretty floral. It's really small. It's called She's a Wildflower, which is kind of the perfect name, especially for my little girl. I really love this pretty blue floral as well. It's a butterfly, but floral butterfly, sort of the same thing. Just going to trim this teal a little bit just so I have some differing widths on my papers here. And there you can see my journaling at the bottom. And there we go. Last piece of paper there. And now for my photos. I decided to switch where they were being placed because they fit just perfectly in this title banner if I place the horizontal image at the top. Look how perfect that is. Love it. This butterfly print is kind of bothering me at the top. It's feeling a bit disjointed, and I kind of feel like I need to replace that, especially before the permanent adhesive takes hold. So I'm just seeing what other options I have here. I have the butterfly print again. I could use that, but I already have that at the bottom. And I really haven't done any of the patterns twice, so I don't want to really do that now. Also looking on the back of that. But I have this little leftover piece of the blue stone from when I cut off my title banner. I'm going to use that up here at the top. It creates a nice bookend with the teal pattern at the bottom. So kind of the boldest patterns are at the top and bottom. And then it also feels really good to get another piece of green in there, kind of offset the blue. So I'm just going to pop that in there too. And I'm going to adhere my photos with dimensional adhesive. And I'm going to do the same with my smaller photo as well. So that's the general base of my layout complete. Okay, remember when I said I was going to use the field notes leaf stamp? Well, I am going to stamp it 3 times here, 2 with that kind of lime green color that I'm using on my layout. On this one I'm using Stampin' Up's Granny apple green, just to make two leaves here. And then I'm going to use kind of a bluish purple ink to do the last leaf. I really love that new stamp chamois. It cleans off my stamps. It's from Lawn Fawn and it is fantastic. All you have to do is wet it, and I hang it up next to my workspace and it's always ready to go. So there we go. I'm just going to fussy cut these guys out to add to my layout. Okay, so I have my leaves here and I'm going to place them in a triangle around the layout. I love that they have a white background so that they don't appear too heavy on the page. I'm going to adhere them using some dimensional adhesive and then getting the bottom attached down with regular tape runner. So once I get these leaves in place, that's kind of going to be my three areas of embellishment. I'm going to group all of my embellishment in these three places, creating a visual triangle with my photos and my title in the center. So that really brings your eye to the middle of the page. I super love these leaves. I love that stamp set, so pretty. Just using a little bit of eraser here to erase my pencil marks that I placed there earlier. So let's talk about the awesome embellishments in this collection. The stickers are fantastic. I love this pot of flowers and I want to place it there, but I don't love that it has an orange base at the bottom, because that color orange really sticks out on my page. The dragonfly definitely belonged at the top, and these little mushrooms have to go in there too. If you look in the photo, you can see kind of life-size mushrooms standing around where Tink is standing. There's lots of little flowers that I can tuck in here, which make me really happy. Super sweet little stickers. Just gonna keep this flower pot on my finger until I decide what I'm gonna do with it. If I stick it there, that orange just really bothers me. So I might have to find something else to go along with it. I love fussy cutting things out, and this sheet has little things on it that are perfect for cutting out little tickets and things like that. That's called Let's Sign Up. So I was just looking at that one to see if there was anything on there that I could fussy cut out. I grabbed the camera, another little mushroom there to kind of peek out from behind my photo. I'm going to start fussy cutting. You guys know that I love to do this, and I want more kind of greenery and leaves popping out of those embellishment areas. So I'm going to cut some greenery from this In the Forest pattern and kind of have that hanging off of my embellishment areas. So I'm just going to roughly cut this out really quickly, and then I'll kind of go back in and do a finer cut around each of the leaves. Okay, so you can see my greenery here. I'm attaching some dimensional adhesive to those. I chose three different, totally different leaf patterns so that they all appeared a bit different, different kind of green colors, but I love them. And I love this one that kind of hangs down at a curve. They're so just like pretty and whimsical. Love it. So if that kind of pattern overwhelms you, think about how you can use it in a different way on your page. Now this isn't adhered down yet, and I'm going to go ahead and do that by adding some offcuts for my dimensional adhesive on there. I think I'm going to need about 4 more of these 4x6 cards just so I can use that banner on on my titles, because I love that. So this paper here has lots of different phrases on it. This one is called Believe in Magic, and it's the B side. So there's all sorts of things like once upon a time, I believe in fairy tales, dreams do come true, things like that. And the one that I found is once upon a time. So I'm going to go ahead and cut that out just so that I can adhere this to my layout somewhere. Now this pattern is super fun too. This one is called Royal Fanfare, and it just has all sorts of banners and pennants, and this one is the pretty dragonfly. Since I'm doing a lot of natural images here, I'm using the dragonfly. I'm just going to get my scissors in between the tops here just so there's a bit of texture there at the top. You don't have to go this extra step whatsoever, but just thought that it would be fun. So I think hanging that at the top somewhere would be pretty cool, and if I did it there, it kind of fits in with the grouping of embellishment below. Just going to add some dimensional adhesive on the bottom and plain adhesive on the top. There we go. I have these little journaling tags here, and these are super fun. These are great for adding like the date or the place, so that's what I'm going to use this green one for. Have a lot of green on this layout, and I don't think it would hurt to have one more element of green. And I think down here next to my journaling would be the best place, just to add the date and where we were, which was Disneyland. Since I added that big bit of green down at the bottom, I'll cover up some of this green here with the once upon a time phrase. And then let's check out these ephemera die cut pack. Some of these are so awesome. I think I could, easily go through 2 of these packs every time I get a collection because there's so many cool things. Now for this layout, since I'm working with 8.5 inch by 11 and I already have a lot going on the page, some of these are just going to be too large. But that blue pot works perfectly, much better than the orange based pot that I wanted to use before from the cardstock stickers. So I'm pretty pleased that I found that one. I'm going to just adhere that using dimensional adhesive. I love how it fits there with the title too. Super cute. I have this camera. Could use that one. It's a bit bigger than the other one. I also have the washi tape from this collection, which is really cool because not only is it just washi with, just images or colors, it has actual phrases on it too. So I can add in another phrase down here at the bottom, and I'm going to do a bit of color blocking by adding the pink strip on the pink paper down here. And this one that I chose says, I believe in fairy tales, which is pretty perfect. This sweet little camera sticker I stuck off to the side to adhere somewhere that needed a bit of camera action. And I'm going to put it right there next to the pot. Just add a little dimensional adhesive underneath of it just so that it stays where it belongs. And then I'm going to grab these puffy heart stickers, add a couple of these around the page. These are the sparkly enamel stickers, which I love because of those awesome sparkles. Heck to the yes. I love the sparkle shape. There's something about it. I I made one of my favorite layouts. I'll link to it in the video notes. Has a background full of the sparkle shape, and I actually added that into my title builder stamp on the title builder volume 2 because I loved it so much and I wanted to add the word magic in there and have that sparkle. So I seriously love that shape. Okay, so the last thing I need to do is figure out my title. I have these sparkly silver stickers here, but as you can see, they kind of get hidden in the green background on that banner. So I've grabbed the LA Studio Puffy stickers instead. I have them in a dark green color, white, and an orchid pink. And I think any of these colors would work really well on this page. But I'm thinking that pink and white is the way I should go here since I already have the green on the background. And as you can see, they are the absolute perfect size for that banner. And I'm going to use the white instead of the green here. My title is going to be Pixie Perfect. And I just love the way that finishes everything off. But then I realized that I don't have a T in white. So my first inclination is to see if there is a way that I can kind of craft a T by using an I and a K. But instead of that, I'm going to swap the words and the colors that I'm using because I have plenty of T's in the orchid pink and I have the letters to spell out Pixie in the white. So easy fix. Going to have to order some more of those. I really, really love these Puffy alphabet stickers. They come in so many different colors now. There's a brand new color coming out for November, and oh, I just love them. And unlike a lot of things that I love, I use them too because they just always seem to be the perfect size, the perfect shape. They're narrow so you can fit a longer word in a tight space. So there we go. That's my title. I'm just going to add my date to that journaling tag and then my layout is complete. So I super love everything about this collection. I love the beautiful patterns and I really showed them off here. The really fun embellishments like the stickers and those awesome enamel sparkles are just over the top. Can't handle it. And this memory of my daughter meeting Tinkerbell for the first time was kind of the perfect memory to document my first page with this collection. I can't wait to share what else I'm going to create with it. I already have some really cool ideas and I hope that this video has given you some inspiration on how you can use the brand new Head in the Clouds collection from Shimelle and American Crafts. Be sure to check out the links in my video notes to shop all of the product that I've used on this layout and in this process video. Thanks so much for watching. Be sure to subscribe if you want to see more, and happy creating.